see you. I'm calling the meeting of the Type B Corporation, Corpus Christi B Corporation, to order. And Ms. Huerta, if you'd call the roll, please.
President Leah Oliveri.
Present.
Vice President Alan Wilson is absent. Secretary Diana Summers.
Present.
Scott Harris.
Present.
Jesus Jimenez is absent. Robert Themis. John Valls is absent. Okay, we do have a quorum present to conduct the meeting.
So you have the minutes. Sorry, I'm skipping. Public comment. Is there anyone here who would like to make public comment? Former council member, Debbie Lindsay Opel, former board member.
I still have 1 minute. Ms. Oliveri and board members, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to you today. I have left a flyer at your place. One of the things that we know very clearly in our community and others throughout the United States is that we have a problem with a particular range of housing for folks. The cost of housing has increased so much. This is a project that has been in the works for probably 3 years, to at least 2.5 years, and it has finally reached the point that we can now talk to the public and say it's open for business, although it's, as Ms. Summers knows, sometimes open is not quite as open as you want, but it's pretty good. So this is a manufactured housing community. It is not modular. It's built off-site, brought into the area. It's located at 702 South Navigation in the West Oso School District. One of the things that we have identified is that quality housing at a particular range, the folks in the middle, it's very difficult for them. And this offers a very viable option. These are, the homes are built to new standards. If you think about manufactured housing, used to be called mobile homes in the past. There was a different housing standard that was built for these types of homes. These are built with the structure to last 50 years. The products that we have are Clayton Homes, and so it provides that extra level of comfort in knowing that you have quality as you're working towards this. And so I wanted to make you aware of that because I know this is one of the things that this board spends a lot of time on is how do we help those families who really would like to get into homes and get out of the rental market. We do have some financing partners in place that can finance these homes for up to 23 years, which also makes it easy for folks to be a part of that. La Villa Hermosa is the name of the community. It is going to be a managed community, so the homes will sit on land that is leased to them monthly. But what that provides is the opportunity then to have oversight and management, maintenance of things like the concrete streets that are in the neighborhoods, and to be able to operate an amenity center that will house various kinds of offerings, including health clinics and educational opportunities. And as I was thinking about coming and sharing this with you as an option just so you know that it's out there, it did occur to me that one of the things that we do in this community as part of our Type B process is offer help to families who are looking to buy houses. And I think at this point in time, those houses are really in the face of a traditional home, bricks and sticks home. And as we see things continuing to tighten up the rest of this year and well into next year, there may be an opportunity that we want to look at something that's a little non-traditional because these are home buyers. They will own these homes. And so if there's a way to look at maybe a program to help get them in the door, I will tell you the price on this home is $89,095. For those who understand this industry, that's an all-in price. So that is not, I'm going to go buy the home and then I have to pay additional fees to get it from there to here. So thank you very much. I just wanted to share that with you because I think it's a great opportunity for folks to begin to look at something different.
Thank you. That's a great price for a lot of people I know, very much workforce oriented. So thank you, Ms. Lindsay Opel. Are there any other public comments? Okay, hearing none, then are there any, we'll move on to the minutes. Are there any corrections to the minutes? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve the minute. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? No? Motion carries. Then we have a quick update, I hope, from Ms. Haba.
Good afternoon. Heather Hurlbert, Director of Finance. Next slide, please. So today we have the presentation of the financials for the 3 months ended December 31st, 2022. Our beginning balance isn't an audited beginning balance. We are in the process of closing out our books and going through our external audit, but we do not anticipate that this would have any type of significant change to it. So we began the fiscal year '23 with a fund balance of $12.5 million. Revenues year-to-date of $2.3 million, expenditures year-to-date of $96,000, and ending fund balance as of December 31st of $14.7. Now, this is divided amongst the three different programs: the affordable housing, the economic development, and the streets, and we'll go into a little bit more detail on the next slides. So looking at our expenditures as of December 31st, 2022, we have had a couple of small expenses of payouts on the economic development. We have made a payment to our annual contract with the Regional Economic Development Corporation, and then the transfers to the general fund are for the administration and staff time that is put into these different funds. So then looking specifically at our affordable housing, we have two programs. One is for the infill housing initiative incentive program, and the other is the Alma at Greenwood. And so those are two outstanding commitments there. Looking at our economic development, we do have our small business contracts. Because most of our small business contracts do run from a calendar year instead of a fiscal year, we have the carryover of the expense for the rest of the calendar year '22. Those will be rolling off usually in January as we pay out those final invoices. And then we have the commitments for our small business contracts for fiscal year '23. And then we do have three programs: the South Texas Botanical Gardens, the Next Sports Company, and the TAMU-CC Unmanned Aircraft Systems Center that are programs against these funds. And then streets, we did have one project that was funded in fiscal year '23, and that was the update to the streets over in the industrial area. It was a total of $4.1 million that was transferred over to the CIP funds for streets. And then looking at our sales tax revenue update, we have received 3 months of revenue within this fiscal year, and to date we are almost $50,000 above our revenue budget, which is a good thing to be above budget on our revenues. A reminder that we do try to budget very conservatively for our revenues, and so we have seen this trend over the last several years where actual collections have come in over our budgeted amounts. So that does conclude my presentation. I'm available for any questions.
Thank you very much. Any questions?
No? Okay.
Summers?
Oh, so sorry.
Yes.
On the infill housing program, can we get an update on how that's going? And then also when we had discussed that program, we had discussed about there possibly being a inventory of the available lots for that program. Has that been made public?
I will follow up on that. I know that there is, originally it was going to come to this meeting and we pulled it off for right now, but there will be an update coming as far as some updated guidelines that were going to be used for that infill housing program. I think that they have run into some challenges with that, and so they're proposing some different guidelines for it to make it a little bit more user-friendly. But I will get with them, the homeless and housing, on that lot inventory, and I anticipate that next month they'll be coming forward with some recommendations on changes to those guidelines.
Okay, excellent.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else? I have a couple of quick questions. This may even be to Mr. Culbertson. I think there's been some questions up here about an update on Next Sport, or maybe this goes to somebody else. Are we having communications with them at this point?
So, Madam President, I believe you were copied on the...
Oh, I think she's done.
I am, but I'm available we're still continuing questions on it.
Okay. She said, yeah. I mean, this is about the financial report because we have projects listed. So your question was the same thing.
So I'm sorry.
Mr. Culbertson,
Hi.
a little bit of an update for the board on Next Sports.
Okay. Mike Culbertson, you're EDC. There is a part on the amendment that stated that the company had to show to the satisfaction of the city manager that they had funding to cover Phase 2, and they had to do it by December 31st. They had sent me a letter in January, which I forwarded to the city
I
man.
asked the question, Robert. Why do you think it's out of order? That's a project on our financial report. It's listed as an encumbered amount on your financial report that you just got. That's why I'm asking. Is it going to be spent or not?
All right. So he had sent that. One of the problems was that they didn't have an estimate of Phase 2, so it was very difficult. Even though they had a loan of up to a certain amount, they did not have, how much it would be, so legal couldn't see, how much it was. So they had sent a letter of default. He has 60 days to reply, and he's aware of that, and he's formulating his response.
So right now, we're leaving it as an active project because he has 30 more, or a few more days to
Right.
to work
Correct.
it out. Okay, that's what I was going.
All right.
And to comment a little bit further on that too, so my understanding is they are continuing to move forward on Phase 1. This was the financing for Phase 2. Last time I checked with Development Services, they had, there were some challenges on the drainage. They had submitted new plans for the drainage.
Okay.
And I believe that it was kind of back in Development Services court. They've been going back and forth on that. So the Phase 1 process is the project,
So
Phase
by
1 of the
next
project is
month,
done.
will have been 60 days, so we should be getting an
Yes.
update. Is that correct? Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Anything else on the financial report? Okay, moving along. Staff presentation, I think, is starting the item on our guidelines.
Chairwoman,
Yes.
I would like to move or request that the presentation be tabled till next month. I know you've been anticipating this for a few, but we've got 3 board members missing.
I know. We're
Did they
having-
provide any input to you?
No, I asked, just so people know, Mr. Wilson is ill, so he did let me know yesterday morning. I asked him if he had any guidelines. I have not had any communication with JJ or Mr. Balls.
Okay. It's a motion
Okay.
to table.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Thank you. Sorry about that.
that's okay, I understand. I would like us to get to this sometime. If you've read these things, there's some work that needs to get done on these.
I'm here.
Okay, I know you
And I was
are,
ready.
and Robert, everybody that's here is always here, so. We're gonna need Mr. Culberson to maybe put some controversial thing on the agenda next week to get them all here. I had asked Joe to send out to them earlier. I mean, you've gotten them twice in the last month plus the previous month. So I'll just make an effort to call them and say, hey, guys, we really want to take this up and like y'all to be here.
As a note, Madam President, I won't be here for the April meeting, so if they want to do it before
But
May, we
March.
should really do it in March, yeah.
Yeah, so we only have March because we need you, yes, of course. So is there a motion to adjourn? I'm not sure I did that.
What about
But I'll
executive
consider
director
this, yeah.
comments?
Huh? Oh,
Executive director comments.
sorry,
No, ma'am, I don't have any today. Thank you.
sorry.
It's okay.
Didn't recognize you, Peter, sorry. If there's no other business, the meeting's adjourned.